Well, good evening, everyone. And if you haven't already, I'd invite you to please take a seat. We're going to start our program, but throughout the evening, my understanding is that the food and the bar will still be available. So I invite you to participate and partake at your leisure. My name is Peter Dorhout, and I am the Dean of Arts and Sciences, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th annual Eisenhower Circle event. And I'll take a moment shortly to recognize some of the VIPs in the room, but please allow me just a chance to share with you a little bit about our brand. You've seen things cycled through up here during the PowerPoint presentation this evening. You've seen our students, you've seen some quotes. You've learned hopefully a little bit about our brand. And I just want to summarize a little bit about it. In the college, we believe in the power of an arts and sciences education to prepare all of the students to make a difference in the world. We embrace the development of a complete mind through the university experience that incorporates the arts, the humanities, and social and natural sciences, and empowers students to think critically, logically, and independently, to write and speak forcefully and effectively, to analyze and quantify information, to ask those difficult questions and discover solutions, to assess values and to frame discourse, and to live and work together with understanding and compassion. Encompassing the natural sciences, social sciences, humanities, and arts, the college teaches most of the fundamental studies courses and 55% of all the credit hours that are taught here at the university. It's the College of Arts and Sciences that prepares K-State students to make a difference in the world. And as I like to tell some of my dean colleagues, we don't make engineers, we just make engineers better. Now, this is the Eisenhower Circle, and so we often will quote and reminisce about Milton Eisenhower. Now, this is not a Milton Eisenhower quote. It's from Leonardo da Vinci, and I think it encompasses that philosophy of arts and sciences. He wrote, "Study the science of art. Study the art of science. Develop your senses, especially learn how to see. Realize that everything connects with everything else." It's our goal to be a top 50 public research university by 2025. Kirk pays me every time I say that, by the way. And the College of Arts and Sciences really plays a critical role in reaching this very ambitious goal. The college has internationally recognized scholars building world-class programs. Students are exposed to excellence every day. They work with distinguished scholars on exciting projects in energy and technology, ecology, numerical analysis, cancer research, lost Kansas towns, argument and discourse, and the human condition. Class projects include all kinds of learning, from painting a self-portrait to setting up a psychology experiment to writing a news report that airs on the radio or the television, to living in Meadowlark Hills. And we make the music, and the band has already left, but we make the music that moves the soul. And that's the College of Arts and Sciences. So look around you tonight. Look around you at our students and at our faculty and the alumni that are here. You did that. You did that and more. Now, this is a particularly exciting time in the history of our college and, in fact, the whole university. Just 1 week ago, we announced the launch of the $1 billion campaign, Innovation and Inspiration. This campaign will drive K-State towards Vision 2025. And build on the successes that I just mentioned earlier. And you are part of that. You're why our college and the university are so strong today. You alumni, you students, you faculty who are here with us. Your continued support will help ensure future generations are able to continue to benefit from this spot that we love so well. So let me introduce a few people. And I'd like you to please stand and remain standing and hold your applause until everybody has been introduced. Beth Monalone is our Associate Dean for Research. And Louise Benjamin is our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Allison Wheatley is our Assistant Dean for Students. And Kamathi Choma is our Interim Assistant Dean of Diversity, Recruitment, and Retention. Thank you for all that you do to lead our college to new places. Now, I don't have the roll call of all of our department heads, but I know that there are a few department heads and faculty members here tonight. So would you please stand and let us thank you and recognize you for all the great things that you do. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is the 6th annual Eisenhower Circle Celebration, and in 2009, the Dean's Alumni Advisory Council, many of those members, current members, are here this evening. This council was moved to create an event that recognizes the thousands of loyal alumni who have contributed at least $250 annually to the College of Arts and Sciences. And when trying to determine a name for this giving circle, they decided to name it after a K-State president and Arts and Sciences alumnus, Milton Eisenhower, who was our 9th president of the university and a person whose name happens to be on the building where our administrative offices are located. And Milton Eisenhower was an important figure in our university's history. He was the only president of the university who was also an alumnus. As a 20-year-old freshman at K-State, Eisenhower was a member of Sigma Alpha Epsilon and served as editor of the student newspaper. After graduation, he was offered a job in the U.S. Foreign Service. And in mid-1943, he accepted the offer of K-State's presidency. He served as our president until 1950. Following that, he went on to serve as president for 2 other universities, Johns Hopkins and Penn State. Milton was the youngest son of David and Ida Eisenhower and the younger brother of our U.S. President, Dwight D. Eisenhower. He passed away in 1985, and as I mentioned, Eisenhower Hall became home of the college's dean's office and is named in his honor. He's an example of someone who built his career on the foundation of an arts and sciences education and went out and made a difference in the world, impacting thousands of students over his long tenure as an academic leader. Now, last year, I pointed out our Eisenhower Circle poster, and I challenged this group, and if you were here last year, you know what I'm talking about. I challenged this group to add some more names to the list. In fact, I think I used the term, let's add enough people so that the font has to be so small that we can't read it. So my campaign last year was 2-point font, 2-point font, 2-point font. Well, I think we've done better than that. Last year, we started with 1 poster board of names, members of our Eisenhower Circle. This year, the unduplicated head count between our 1863 Circle members and our Eisenhower Circle members, you can see now takes up 2 poster boards. So thank you. But I'm sticking with the 2-point font chant because it sounds good. 2-point font. The Eisenhower Circle Celebration is really an opportunity for us to thank you, our alumni and friends who have been so generous to our college, so generous to our students through your giving and your support. Now, many of the students who benefited from the scholarships that you've donated, that you've started with your precious dollars, are here tonight. And we'll have an opportunity to hear from Garrison Olds a little later tonight. You are speaking, right, Garrison? Okay, good. Wanted to make sure he was in on this. And our students really want to say thank you to all of you on behalf of the scholarships that they've received and the scholarships that other students who can't be with us this evening have also received. This celebration also allows us an opportunity each year to recognize some of our outstanding alumni who've gone on to do some amazing things. And it's in that spirit that I want to start by inviting our first awardee up here to the podium to join me. So would Patricia Solis and Chuck Martin please come up here while I say a little bit about you. Now as they make their way up here, let's learn about Patricia. Patricia earned her bachelor's degrees in modern languages, German, Ausgezeichnet, and physics. And then she went on to earn a master's degree in geography at K-State before earning her PhD from the University of Iowa. Currently, she's a senior research associate in the office of the Vice President for Research at Texas Tech University. Glad she's not wearing red. She got the memo, thank you. And throughout her career, she's worked on sustainable development projects in Ghana, Nicaragua, the Philippines, and Bolivia. Her work has touched the lives of thousands of people and educational professionals in developing regions in the world. In 2007, Patricia was selected to receive the Enlaces Award by the Council of Latin American Geographers, becoming the first woman and first North American to receive this award, and I'm sure she'll correct my pronunciation of it. A strong supporter of the geography department, she was the first recipient of the department's Distinguished Alumna Award in 2006. And in 2013, she was honored as a K-State Alumni Fellow from our college. She spent a majority of her career working at the Association of American Geographers, the preeminent organization of academic geographers in the US and Canada, becoming the Director of Outreach and Strategic Initiatives before she went on to accept a position at Texas Tech University. She lives in Murphy, Texas with her husband Dario and has two sons, Ben and Trey. And please help us congratulate Patricia for receiving the College of Arts and Sciences Alumni Merit Award. Patricia, would you like to say a few words?
I could say a couple thank yous.
Okay.
I'm usually behind the scenes. I don't like this part of the process. I'm very overwhelmed by the generosity and the recognition and honored to be a Wildcat. And I know it's probably overused to say that it's a family, but I really feel that I'm among family and that this is my hometown. I'm native of Kansas, but I really consider Manhattan one of these places, of all the places that I've seen in the world, that is very, very special. And to those of you who are scholarship donors, I also was a scholarship recipient, and I'm very, very grateful. And with the work that I've done, I really hope to pay that forward in some small sense. And there are some people that I really need to mention and say thank you to, not least of which are here tonight. Chuck Martin, who was the very first geographer in the US that I ever met, converted me, and the rest is history. And thank you for being here with me. And Dick Marston is also here with me, known for many, many years, and have collaborated together, very special relationships. My professor of physics, Siegbert Hagmann, maybe you'll recognize some of these names. Dan Tunstall from German department. I worked with Judy Lynch, Carol Peak, who really fostered and believed in me to do this kind of work. I started out working with the Office of International Programs here at Kansas State when I was just a student and designing programs, and I think it inspired me to really make a difference. There's many, many others that I won't remember, but suffice it to say that they've all made a very big difference in my life. My advisor was Dave Crom. I also had on my committee Steve White, who sadly we lost recently. And to illustrate how important and long-lasting these kinds of relationships can be to those of you students in the audience, the other third committee of my member of my master's thesis was Dr. Dwayne Nellis, who is the president of Texas Tech University right now. So I have the privilege of working for him at this moment. So these moments are very, very special, and hope that those of you who are students in the room, you know, you're inspired as well by the generosity that you find in the K-State family, and encourage you to pay it forward. Thank you.
So thank you, Patricia and Chuck. Now it's time to recognize our other award recipient. The Young Alumni Award recipient is David Waters, and I'll invite him and Jeff Pickering to come to the stage while I do a brief introduction of David. So David Waters received a bachelor's degree in modern languages, Spanish, and political science in 1999. I hope you're seeing a trend here. Language is a valuable asset to have. Before earning his law degree from KU, and was nominated by Dr. Pickering for the College of Arts and Sciences Young Alumni Award. He's an attorney and a partner at Lathrop and Gage in Kansas City, Missouri. He's been named, to the best lawyers in America for real estate. You may be married to the best lawyers in real estate too. I'm not sure, but that doesn't come up in the script. Sorry, Mandy. He's heavily involved in his community. David has served on the board of directors of the Northeast Johnson County Chamber of Commerce since 2012, and was elected to the executive committee as treasurer in 2014. And he serves the city of Westwood, Kansas on the Planning Commission, as well as its Board of Zoning Appeals. In a short time, David has really distinguished himself in his professional career, just as he did during his time here at K-State, where he was selected for membership in Phi Beta Kappa, the Golden Key Honor Society, Mortarboard, Phi Eta Sigma Freshman Honor Society, and Delta Sigma Pi, the National Collegiate Hispanic Honor Society, just to name a few. Another area of passion for David was and continues to be his involvement with his fraternity, the K-State chapter of Phi Gamma Delta, where he was elected chapter president and received the Wilkinson Award as the most outstanding senior in the fraternity across all chapters in the United States and Canada. He's remained active with Phi Gamma Delta chapter at K-State and received the Durance Award and being recognized as a Purple Legionnaire for his work as chapter advisor. Now, as I mentioned, David lives in Westwood, Kansas with his wife Mandy, who is with us tonight, sons Andrew and Matthew, and we're also happy to welcome his mother Patricia and father Doug, who are here to help celebrate this great event. So please, let's congratulate David for this honor. Say a few words for us? Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Well, Thank you very much, Dean Dorhout, and say a few thanks to the faculty and everybody here for the College of Arts and Sciences. This is just incredible. I'm very proud of this, and thank you so much for it. Dr. Pickering was a young professor when I first came to K-State, and he and I got to know each other very well. Took several of his classes and became my primary mentor for me while I was here at Kansas State. And thank you so much for following me and supporting me, even after I've gone. I really appreciate that. A few thank yous as well to my father, Doug, and my mother, Patricia, for coming here tonight. You guys do way too much for me, and I appreciate it so much. And and finally, as far as thank yous goes, it's very appropriate that this is the Eisenhower Circle Celebration, because it was the second semester of my freshman year in Eisenhower Hall that a young David Waters fell asleep in Spanish 3 class and woke to a young woman scribbling graffiti on my arm with a pen. And 20 years and 2 kids later, I'm still so glad that I sat next to you in that class that day, and that you were there to help wake me up. So thank you, honey, for letting me do all these fun things. I really appreciate that and love you so much. I had a great day today. I got to speak with some pre-law students, meet with some other students as well. And a theme that, I'll be very brief here, but a theme that came across was a discussion of intellectual curiosity and the importance of that. And I find that in my own work, in my community involvement, that what I enjoy is getting to know anything about my clients. I want to know how they tick, how they operate, and community organizations and groups that get along. And do you want to join this? Yeah, I do want to do that. I say yes to lots of things. I'm always curious about what the next thing is, what the new thing is, and I really credit that started with me was through the College of Arts and Sciences. I bounced around a little bit in the College of Business, a couple other places, and it was in this college where I really got the exposure to languages and philosophy, political thought, and such, that really helped broaden my mind and made me curious about this world. And I continue that into my business career now, that just that there's always that part of me that wants to know more about what people are doing and the community in which I work. So I credit the College of Arts and Sciences so much for giving me those skills. I want to congratulate all the students here as well. Thank you so much. I think this is a great college to be a part in. You should be proud to be a part of this college, and the skills that you're learning are really going to help you in your career as well. And again, thank you so much for letting me be here tonight. Thank you.
Well, thank you, David and Jeff. And now I'd like to take just a moment to recognize the students who are receiving some of the college's scholarships this year. If you would, please, and if you're able, I'd like to ask these students to please stand and stay standing. So students, you know who you are. Stand, please. Hang on, well, I'm not done yet. I'd also like the parents, if your parents or family members are here, to stand with you as well. And while we're at it, I'd like to ask those of you who've made student scholarships possible to please join them in standing and be recognized as well. So everyone who's helped our students, who's contributed to our students, please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much for all that you do. So again, students, congratulations. And I hope you've had an opportunity to mix and mingle and talk with the folks who made your scholarships possible. Before we conclude, though, and I say that as my cue to the band, wherever they might be hiding. Before we conclude, I have about 5 minutes of remarks. I want us to remember why we're all here. Why K-State and the College of Arts and Sciences exist. We're here to serve students. We're here to create new knowledge, and we're here to impart that knowledge on our students. We're here to provide the next generation with the opportunity to learn and to become equipped to make a difference in the world. We have many students who are taking advantage of that opportunity, thanks to all of you and your support. Now, one of those students is Garrison Olds. This is you, Garrison, who received a College of Arts and Sciences scholarship this year. Garrison is a junior pre-med student. He's majoring in medical biochemistry with minors in biology, chemistry, yes, and history. And he comes from right here in Manhattan. He's also a member of our College of Arts and Sciences Ambassador Program, and he's doing a great job. So please, welcome Garrison, who's going to share a few thoughts with you.
Thank you, Dean Dorhow. I'm not sure what he meant by 5 minutes. When I talked with Tom about this, he said I had half an hour. This is a little bit awkward. All right. What I want to say tonight is just thank you. And I think I can speak sincerely from all the students gathered in this room. We write you thank you letters for your donations, but that's not the full extent. And I want to make a comment on the Kansas State family. We talk about it all the time, to new students, to old students, to alumni, but I look around the room and it hit me when I was sitting there that we truly are family, whether you know it or not. I look out and I see the head of the Division of Biology, who I used to play pickup basketball games over the noon hour in Ahern when I was in high school. I see a girl who I had my introduction to biochemistry class with. I see a high school friend. My father's college fraternity brother. That's right. Sorry, I didn't join Lambda Chi. And I see a dear classmate whose research lab I've just joined. I also see Dr. Choma, who I've served talking to new students, Tom, and my other fellow ambassadors. Like Dean Dorhow said, my name is Garrison Olds, and it is your scholarships that have allowed me to become so involved in the Kansas State family, the Kansas State campus, and the Manhattan community. I'm the secretary of Phi Eta Sigma Freshman Honor Society, as well as a College of Arts and Science ambassador. I've served as the recruitment chair in this ring, and I can say from the fullest extent of my heart that I'm deeply sincere and grateful to be here at the Eisenhower Circle, as I am a member and officer of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, and our brother Eisenhower was just on the screen. That was great for me to see that, still honoring one of our 4 famous alumni. I just want to say thank you. You're not only shaping the students of the College of Arts and Sciences, but you're helping to shape all the students of the Kansas State campus. Dean Dorhow was talking about quotes earlier, and I'd like to add one more. A very brief excerpt from something our president, Kirk Schultz, says, is the College of Arts and Sciences is the glue that holds campus together. And that's completely true. You cannot graduate from this university with taking 1, 2, maybe 3 classes from this university. So you're not only affecting us, you're affecting the engineers, the business leaders, the apparel and textile designs, the College of Human Ecology. You're making a difference in all of our lives by donations and helping us further our careers. You're allowing us to become more well-developed individuals in both the arts and the sciences and helping us create a brighter future for tomorrow. I say, from all the students, thank you so much for all your support.
See the band wandering in, that's good. We have lots of time for you to mix and mingle and share with the students and faculty and other folks who are supportive of the College of Arts and Sciences this evening. So I welcome you to hang out, listen, maybe dance a little bit. But in closing, I really do want to thank everyone for coming and supporting the College of Arts and Sciences. I hope that as you depart this place tonight, I hope you leave with a new appreciation for all of the student scholarship holders, as well as that circle of people who made it all possible. 2-point font, 2-point font, 2-point font. As friends, as alumni, and soon to be alumni, I appreciate all that you do. All that you do for us in the college, all that you do for us at K-State, and for all the people for whom you are our circle members make a difference. You make me proud. You make us all proud. And the party, of course, isn't over. You're welcome to stay and enjoy the sounds of our wonderful musicians, as well as the company of our friends and students in the K-State family. I just want to take a moment to thank those individuals who've made this evening possible before I close. Thanks to our musicians, our student ambassadors, and the staff of the college and the foundation who worked behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the scenes to make this celebration memorable. Thank you all for making that happen. And most importantly, thank you. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for your help. You continue to make the College of Arts and Sciences a fantastic place to be, to learn, to work, to live, to experience. It's you who make a difference. You provide us with the opportunity to go out and change the world. So let me close with a quote from John Wesley, who is the founder of the Methodist Church, who wrote about philanthropy. Do all the good you can, by all the means that you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places that you can, at all the times that you can, to all the people that you can, as long as ever you can. Thank you for all the good that you do for K-State. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you all at the tailgate on Saturday morning, afternoon. It's one of those weird starting times, so come by for lunch, come see us, come mingle with some more of our alumni, of our students, of our ambassadors. I look forward to seeing you. Have a wonderful evening. Go Cats.